All right, people. Two things. First thing, the video I just posted with the GoPro. Let me know if you like the point of view videos. I know it's long. I'm, first time I ever done a full video like that, so I'm gonna try to whittle them down to where they're not that long. Period. Anyway. The other thing is rates being what they are right now. Again, we hear it all the time, don't haul cheap freight. And there's a reason we hear don't haul cheap freight. And right now, the brokers are doing everything they can to drive rates to the basement. And if anything, it should make you mad. Because fuel surcharge is up, and I guarantee you these brokers are billing the extra fuel surcharge, and I guarantee you they're not booking these loads for less than they did 2 months ago. All they're doing is trying to drive the rates down, take money out of our pocket. They know the season's coming up to where they're going to have to pay more for loads, and they're just trying to make bank before that gets in full swing. Just don't do it. I know it's easy to. I'm not telling anybody to go on strike. That's not the purpose. But know what you're worth. If everybody goes after the number they want or the number they have to have, their good number, not the broker's number. Listen to me. You can make them pay more, but everybody, you at least got to have a large portion of the trucking population out here doing it. I know we all got our own version of doom and gloom right now, no matter what news you listen to. Listen, the issue with the ports are not the issue that they want you to think it is. The industry is not on the verge of collapse. I've actually heard that stated. It's not on the verge of collapse. There was a boat, got hung up in a canal. It backed everything up. That's what happened. And when that clog cleared, all that flow that backed up behind it all showed up at the same time. That's what happened. Are they a little behind on unloading the boats? Yes. But are we on the verge of running out of product? No, we're not. Because they're unloading boats every day. The freight's there. Don't let the doom and gloom, false narrative, BS, make your decisions for you. Thinking I just gotta grab something because we're about to run out. It's not. Demand is still there. The freight is still there. If you look at your load boards, have you noticed a big dip in the amount of loads available? I haven't. It looks about the same to me. It's there. Don't let them do it to you. Know what you want. Know what you need. Know what you want to get, and go get it. And if more people do that, they're going to have to pay more. They're not going to be able to keep your fuel surcharge from you. All right, so that being said, just don't do it. But I thought I would do my numbers as far as how, my rate per mile and how I get to that rate per mile. So I take all my personal bills and I take all my fixed business bills, add them all together. Now, if I add them all together, and then when someone gives you their what their cost per mile is, my question is, what are you basing that cost per mile on? Because the higher amount of miles you base that off of, the lower your cost per mile is going to be, and that looks good. But if you're not achieving the number you're basing off of every single week, you're just fibbing to yourself because you like the lower number. It just looks easier to achieve. I don't do that. I base my numbers off 1,500 miles every week because that gives me my highest cost per mile, which gives me my highest threshold for what I need to hit to break even. But if I go by just the bills at 1,500 miles, my bills cost me 53 cents a month. Now, just for giggles, I put it at 2,000. Again, it brings it down to 40 cents a mile. Looks better, makes me feel better. But 1,500 miles is more doable, even on a bad week. That's the number I'm going to use. I want worst case. Now, trailer rental and what I consider my salary per week on 1,500 miles, that's 81 cents a mile. And I want that number, other than the trailer rental part, I want the salary number to be high. I want it to be higher, because that's money I am telling myself that I am going to pay to myself each week, period. And then you have, if I base that off 2,000 miles a week, that's, now it's 61 cents a mile. So, again, using that higher number makes me feel better. Not in this particular case, but it makes me feel better because, it brings my cost per mile down. I don't want false hope. I want a number I gotta hit. And right now with this truck, at the rate it gets its fuel mileage, I'm looking at, with what I've been averaging paying for fuel, even though it's up, but with my discount card I have, if I look at that average, right now I'm averaging about 40 cents a mile for fuel. He looks unhappy. We got a trainer and trainee over here working, and I'm gonna tell you, this trainer, that's the first time I've seen a trainer. They must be going to out west. It's a CR England truck, because he was actually showing him how to throw chains. Good for him. How many of us have went through training, had a trainer ever show us how to throw chains? But yeah, anyhow. So overall, my cost per mile is $1.76 a mile at 1,500 miles. And again, take into account there is salary in that. And again, I want my salary number. The higher it is, the better I'm doing. That's the way I look at it. And then if you look at $1.43 at 2,000 miles, again, I can say, you know what? I don't like the 1,500 mile number. It's high. I don't like that. It doesn't make me feel good. I'm going to go with the 2,000 mile number, which is $1.43. I feel much better with that. If that's what you got to do to get through your day, more power to you. Anyhow, my plates on this truck, if you average it out at 1,500 miles, they cost me 2 cents a mile to have the plates, because I got my own now from Mississippi. Which saved me, again, over the year, it's not a ton, but it saved me about $1,000 total. My insurance, I now do that myself through OIDA, the truck and my occupational. Again, I just had an email conversation this morning because we've been going back and forth on my insurance escrow balance that was left. I still have not received a penny back from that, and by the looks of the email, they're going to find every way in the world not to give any of it back. They just took another occupational health payment in this last settlement, which I've had my own for 3 weeks now, saying it was for September. I paid, I've never had a bill like that to where I paid after the fact. I've always paid, you pay the bill for the month coming up. But again, I'm just, trust me, there are issues, and I'm not thrilled about them. That's the main reason I went and got my own. Just the amount of deductions I was getting for insurance was just ridiculous. They were hitting me for what was it? It was $87.79. So add those two together, $166 a week for insurance. And my insurance on this truck is only $348 a month or something. That's what I'm paying. So yeah, there's some issues there. That's a whole other story for another time. But anyway, getting back to these, know your numbers. I've had a comment. Uh, Cost per mile basically is wrong. I'm not quoting it exactly the way it was stated. You got to go by your daily costs. I don't do what I need a day. To me, it's the wrong number to use, because that's saying that I'm going to run every single day. Period. And I'm not going to do that. I plan on going home. Truck's going to break down. I'm going to miss a day. So what you're telling me is, if you're just using what you got to have a day, that when you take a day off, the day you come back, you double up that day. So say you're saying my costs are $800 a day. I got to have $800 a day, period, to make money. And then you miss a day. So now I got to do 1,600 miles to make up for that day I lost to make money. Oh, I've been down 2 days. Now I got to do $2,400 one day to make up for the day I lost, or the 2 days I lost. I just don't use a daily number, because I don't work every day. But even when I take a couple days off, say the truck's down, I know what my numbers are. I know what I needed to hit. The truck was down, we had it in the shop, we were down for a couple weeks, 3 weeks. I know what I lost. Trust me, I know what I lost, because I didn't make it. And again, this is why you got to have some cushion. Because if you don't have cushion, it's things like that can put you out of business real fast, because the bills don't stop coming. But yeah, there's my take on numbers. Again, you can manipulate those to make yourself feel better. Like I can take my salary back out of it, and drop my cost per mile, just base it off of this trailer rental, and then I'm going from 81 cents a mile to 15 cents a mile. Oh, I like that. That number feels better. But again, why would I do that? I want to know. I need a high number. I need the number that's going to make me, $1.76. That's my break even. But again, that's still paying myself. So anything over that is good. Does that mean I'm going to haul this $2 a mile freight that's out here right now? No. Does it mean I'm going to haul this $2.50 a mile freight that weighs 44,000 pounds? No. Does it mean I'm going to go to Florida for less than $3.30 a mile? No. Does it mean I'm going to go to Pennsylvania for less than $2.70 a mile? Ain't happening. That freight's out here. I've been seeing it. But I will sit right here, or I'm 4 hours from the house. I'll go home. Spend a couple days in the house. Take care of business at home. I'm not hauling you freight for cheap. Florida, everybody says, oh, Florida's just a crap market to be into. You want to know why? Because it's been drilled into everybody's head that you're going to get screwed coming back out of Florida. So people they go in and they just take whatever they think they got to take to get out of Florida to pay for fuel. No. Save wear and tear on your truck and just pay for the fuel and drive out of there, rather than take $1 a mile freight. You're doing it to yourself, and they love you for it. They love that. For years, drivers have been like, oh, Florida's a bad market. Oh, this load going in pays good, but boy, coming out, I'm going to get... No. They know your mentality is set to that. And what they're saying is, I know I can get these loads hauled for $1.08 a mile, because there's plenty of drivers that'll do it. No, deadhead out. Drive in, deadhead back out, and guess what? Those rates are going to start climbing. Why? Because there's not going to have anybody that'll haul them except for the mega carriers. And if that's what the mega carriers want to do, pay a driver pennies on the dollar and beat their equipment up, buy that fuel, and haul that freight for cheap, let them do it. Let them do it. That's fine. At least you're not wasting fuel. You're not beating up your truck. All you're doing, what does it cost me? 40 cents a mile? That's fine. That's fine. I'll deadhead out all day long, because in the long run, I can make up for it later on. So that's where we're at. I just thought I would hit some numbers and tell you where I'm at. So as always, I appreciate you taking time. Be safe. We'll talk to you.